Today marks the penultimate day for Africa Children's Summit, which was hosted by the Department of Social Development and the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund. Well, I'm actually joined now by the CEO to elaborate on a successful conference that was held by the children, in charge of the children. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Linda. You just co-hosted a successful summit which comprised of children from all over the African continent. What is your reaction to deliberations they had today?
Well, you know, the success of the summit, we can't measure it today. We'll measure it 2 years from now when we are able to say how much progress have we made on the issues that the children raised in 2025. That's what success will look like for us. But for today, in terms of what we wanted to achieve over the last couple of days, the most important thing was a child-led platform where their voices are heard, where they are engaged, and where they're giving feedback to office bearers, to policymakers around the issues that concern them as children in Africa. And they've come up with an outcome statement which then is really going to be the crux of the matter, the extent to which the issues that are raised there are implemented.
And why is it important that we have a summit that is actually headed by children to address some of the challenges that pose, the challenges that are challenging them?
Well, that's what real child participation looks like, right? Why the summit was important is because the children asked for a summit. The children are tired of us creating platforms and then we say, come over, let the voices of children be heard, like almost in a cursory manner. So this was a platform where they asked for it, they created the agenda, they decided who's going to speak, and our role as the adults was to create the platform. So it was really the children of Africa who said, as children of this continent, we need a platform where we can engage with each other and debate what are the issues that collectively affect us, and then take those issues back to the leadership of the continent so that there can be action that starts to be implemented towards resolving the challenges.
And some are saying there couldn't have been a better time for the summit to be hosted in the country, considering what happened in the Eastern Cape, where there was a 7-year-old girl who allegedly was raped, and the case is just dragging, and there's a whole furor around the abuse of children. And also late last year, there were incidents where children were actually perishing due to eating snacks bought from spaza shops. So speak to the timing of this particular summit, considering the circumstances surrounding children in the country.
Well, the timing was never meant to align to a point when children are being abused and going through the most. We just looked at which point in time are all children on the continent on a school leave that they can get together. And it just so happened, as is typically the case, that something hectic was happening in South Africa that's affecting children. And I think really, one of the things that the children are crying out for is to feel safe in their schools and feel safe in their homes. That's one of the things that's come out of the outcome statement. And that's a challenge for us, the adults, the caregivers, because we are the ones that are creating those unsafe spaces. And we need to get to a point where the uproar does not end there. Because there was an uproar last week. Now it's over. Today we're talking about a disabled girl who was raped by people, including her brother. Next week is going to be someone else. I think we really need to get to a point where we start to hold accountable the people who run the systems that should be working to protect children.
And they are saying nothing about us without us. What should be the key takeaways of those that participated today?
Nothing for them without them, and the brilliance of the ideas that come out of there. So I think as policymakers, we should remember that we're not children anymore, and we are looking at the world through lens of what it was in the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, and we have an opportunity for Gen X, Gen Z, not Gen X, Gen X is too old, Gen Z to be telling us what the world that is safe for them looks like and what we should be doing to create it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Well, as you can hear, that's the CEO of the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund actually saying that the success of this particular summit, which was hosted here in Parktown, will be evident 2 years later, where tangible results will be evident.